garden friends. Welcome to another episode of AJ's Green Thumb. Post-Christmas and pre-New Year's, I'm about to get back in this garden after a little break. I went down to Houston, Texas to see family, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. But here, the work continues. So, believe it or not, I still got bulbs. I just recently got my order in from, well, I'm not going to name them, but there was a delay, and I just got my order of Epoque tulips. I'll throw a picture of that up on the screen. I intend on populating this circle garden with Epoque tulips. But the interior, just around the base of the statue, I went ahead and put a bunch of black hero tulips. Those get much taller than the Epoque, so it'll really stand out. The black tulips will envelope the base of the statue and the statue itself, and then the Epoque will populate everything around it, all around it. Now, during that time when they all start to bloom or whatnot, the sedum, which I will cut down, you won't be able to see the sedum. Most you might see is probably just some some little growth buds, and on the boundary, on the outer perimeter, you'll have all of the boxwood. So last week, before I went on vacation, I don't know if I just said that, but I already put in all the black hero tulips around the base. So yeah, in addition to that, I got a few other tasks I want to take care of. Now ignore the mess over here, all right? But directly behind this little circle garden with that tulip mixture, I'm gonna echo it underneath this coral bark maple right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the same mixture of tulips. And that's an element in garden design. Basically, it's a principle that I practice. So anytime I have beds that are near each other, for example, in that sun garden bed, in that area underneath that jasmine vine, I have a whole bunch of black-eyed Susan. Then I echoed it over here. So what color echoing does in a garden, that principle does is it helps unify your garden. It unifies borders and it provides a sense of continuity. So let's go ahead and get these bulbs in.
In the right place to move. In the right place with you.
So the Epoque tulips come in packages of 25 bulbs. They want you to plant it at a depth of 5 to 6 inches, and they get between 18 to 20 inches tall. All right, so right here I have 8 tulips, and I'm trying not to come too far across the boundary of the boxwoods because I want all the bulbs to stay contained within that boxwood border. So no need to bore you guys with the footage, but I'm gonna just repeat this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5 more times.
Why let this go? Touch you once, I go numb. Heart beats like a drum. Feel the fantasy. Give it up to me. Stay in this moment.
All right, so what I've noticed with this stash of Belle Epoque tulips, some of the bulbs started to go bad. So I'm not about to plant anything that looks a little suspect. I'm gonna show you how one of them looks. So this right here is an undesirable bulb, okay? Normally the growth tip is supposed to have a little bit of, just a tad bit of green, or in this case, all right, so here's a comparison. Here's a viable bulb, or a decent looking bulb, okay? Pretty much has the skin on it, but they don't all have to have the skin on it for it to be viable in that. It just needs to be intact. As you can tell, this one is starting to deteriorate, okay? The tip is starting to cave in, and it's starting to get a little on the squishy side, so you don't want to plant that. right, so all of the Belle Epoque tulips, I planted them in approximately 8 separate pockets in the perimeter right here where the boxwoods are. And I was trying my best not to get them on the exterior of the boxwoods. So yeah, that little project right there has been buttoned up, and now we're going to go ahead and insert several back here on this bed right in the front. So it's about 3:30, starting to get dark, and I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this side right here. I don't want this to be just nothing but bulbs, so I do have several Shasta Daisy perennials in pots. I got them on a drastic discount from Ed's Plant World. I dare to say I got them for under $5 a pop. And I will go ahead and populate this area with all the Shasta daisies. Okay, here's the border. Here's the red bark or coral bark maple. I have several carpet roses right here. I was considering moving those and putting those at the edge of this border right here, but I'm not sure. Now that I've got about 30 to 40 minutes of daylight left, I'm gonna go ahead and get that done real quick. All right. I know it's starting to get real dark and grainy. In addition to the Shasta Daisy, I'm gonna go ahead and plug in all of these creeping phlox that I have. Throw a picture up on the screen. I've got an assortment. I've got white creeping phlox, which is called snowflake. There's a picture. They grow to be 4 to 6 inches tall. You space them about 1 foot to 1.5 feet apart. They bloom mid to late spring, pure white, prefers well-drained soil, and full sun to part shade. Similar growth habits on this pink variety, which is called Scarlet Flame. Yep, full sun to light shade, 4 to 6 inches tall, prefers well-drained soil. Blooms between March and May. So these will be up when the daffodils come up. So let me go ahead and stage what I'm gonna do, and let's get this planted up. All right, guys, so this is the layout. There are a lot of leaves here, obviously. I already have some creeping phlox over here. I have some brown-eyed Susans and some black-eyed Susans and some daylilies in this area. So, yeah, this bed is starting to get fully populated. Here's the coral bark maple, and I'm going to have a drift of Shasta daisies, and then the drift of creeping phlox on the front of the border and all the way to that part of the border. All right, so let's get to planting. All right, now I can better see what I'm working with. All right, let's get the perennial. This variety is called Becky. Shasta Daisy Becky. A few stats. Gets to be 3 to 4 feet high, which is pretty tall. About 2 to 3 feet wide. So it's just going to be a huge mass of white over here. Blooms late spring to early fall. So the whole season basically. Plant in sun or partial sun. Zones 5 to 9. And you guys notice I haven't put any biotone in the hole as I plant. So I'll just go ahead and apply a general purpose fertilizer in the early spring, and that should take care of this plant's nutrition for the whole season, really. All right, let's get these bulbs in. That's the hero. We put those in the back. Alright guys, if you're still hanging with me, I know it's getting kind of dark. I'm about to go ahead and lay out all of these Belle Epoque. Alright garden friends, everything else is self-explanatory. I'm gonna go ahead and cover these holes up, and I can't wait to see a beautiful show come spring. You're gonna have the black hero tulips in the back, and in the foreground are gonna be all the Belle Epoque. So this bed will echo the presentation from the circle garden. Till next time friends, AJ's Green Thumb.